Man stuck in lift farts, let the story commence. Craig was stuck in a lift where it was his first Can You Face Thanks for the Bits. It is timed perfectly, yes. Craig, it was his first day on a job, office job, first day. And when he was in there was two people that he thought that were kind of important to him. First, there was a woman that he clocked that he went, oh, she's gorgeous. I hope one day we can be together. And there was a guy who he thought, I hope to impress this man and further my career. He seems like somebody I would want to be. Two people very important to him. One that he was sexually attracted to. One that he wanted to be or improve himself to that point, or improve himself for that person because it can help him in terms of power. Two people dead important to him. A creep, you could call him a creep, but he wasn't going to tell her. He wasn't going to go up to her and say, just to let you know, fancy you. No, just internally. Just looked at her and just I was caught up. That's the song that popped into his head. And they chatted and sort of chatted very, very briefly. Why is my username grey? No, right now, Croucher.
That I was caught up in physical attraction, but to my satisfaction, baby, you were more than just a friend.
And they went in a lift. Because the guy had said, no, Craig, the guy had went like that. Craig, do you fancy going for lunch? Just to sort of, break the ice and all that. I couldn't fucking believe it. This guy wasn't like, he was a kind of middle manager sort of guy. He wasn't like the boss or anything like that. Just sort of kind of in charge of a few people and dishing out some orders and all the rest of it. He thought, but he also, even if the guy wasn't in that job, just something about him, there was maybe an aftershave or something. Just as a guy, kind of Craig sort of like, kind of, oh, great, thank you, that'd be great, that'd be great. Just kind of clocking the guy, just like, he's wearing. Couldn't fault him. Just like, Craig wasn't some sort of connoisseur of how to dress and present yourself and all the rest of it. But he just looked at him just like, shoes, suit, kind of fitted this suit. Didn't really know much about that sort of stuff, but the hairstyle, the skin, aftershave. Didn't seem too smart. It didn't seem like somebody that, if he was to ask a pal, yeah, would you think of him as like, would you fancy him? Do you fancy the guy? Oh no, he's a fucking smarmy, slimy, creepy guy. No, he didn't seem like that sort of guy. He seemed like, that seems alright. No, somebody that's a bit of a joke. Some people are too perfect and it makes them ridiculous. That guy, I could learn a thing or two from. And then that guy's called John, by the way. This other one's called Mary. Mary bit like that. Oh, you going for lunch? think I'll invite myself along. And he thought to himself, there's a forward, confident woman, forward, humorous, Craig thought, and he didn't even really speak like that. That's how that John spoke, but he's sort of becoming him in his head, because if you want to get somewhere, you've got to emulate. You've got to emulate, you've got to fake it till you make it. It's a forward, confident, woman who is forward and is no backwards and coming forwards. And this is somebody I think I could click with and connect with on a personal level. And it's not a crime to be sexually attracted to somebody. Sexually attracted to a woman there. A woman there. That's not all he saw her as. Craig wasn't looking on going like that. All you are to me is somebody I want to shag and nothing else. There's no value to you other than that. That's not how it was. He already thought this is a forward, confident, inspiring, amazing person, amazing human. And top of that, I'm thinking about, it's intrusive thoughts is a problem we've got. But he thought to himself, listen, if some guys didn't have these wee thoughts that pop out of their mind sexually, Nanius would be here. Nanius would be here. We would have died out ages ago, So he got in the lift. And he's like, my God, don't fuck this up. This is everything that you want in life is in this lift. Gone down like that. Seven flares, right? Craig thought, is this how it stops? Because it's his first day, didn't know what a lift was like. Is it like that? Is it like fourth flare, door opens, door shut? It's like, no, it's just really harsh. And John went like that. Pressed, ground, down a dating. Mary was like that. I'm almost stuck, am I? And Craig went, is that stuck? Fuck is he saying? He's stuck? Fuck. I mean, alright, because I thought it would just stopped at the floor. Craig normally would say flare instead of floor, but I thought it'd stop at the floor. And she went like that. No, when it's stopping at a flare, it's usually, she says flare instead of floor. Fuck, me and you are the same. Went, aye. Thought, fuck, what did I do here? Because if I say the word floor, I might come across as a wank to her. Because she says flare, and I kind of working class sort of way. Glasgow dialect. But if I say flare, it's not going to impress this big shot who I'm trying to maybe impress and get in with. How would we be able to go out at the weekend, maybe together to Art or the Corinthian, or go out for dinner, a business meal at the UB Chip? If he's like that, don't know if I want to hang about with a guy that says, I hang about with a guy who says flare instead of floor. Maybe not ma. But if I say floor, will she think that I'm some kind of wank? What did I do? he said, he thought maybe I could say, "Oh, right, so we stuck between levels." Just never say the word floor again in any form. But then all the tension made him go like that. Oh, fuck. And he said, "Oh, fuck," because he knew it was coming, knew he wasn't stopping it. He went, "Oh my God, I am sorry." And kind of went like that to her, thinking, "Please laugh." And she just went like that. Ah. Ah. He went, "I am sorry, that's got to be the worst place for that. Don't speak. I hate you." And Craig then went and looked at the guy like that. And the guy went like that. "I think it's over. You're done." And then the laugh got moving again. Max in there thinks of the bits. The lift opened at the ground floor. John got out first and turned around and went, "Come on, let's go." Craig started to walk and he said, "Not you. Her." And she got out. She was already getting out. She doesn't need him to fucking say. He went like that, look. John went like that. "You got it all." And Craig went like that. "Thank you," and started to walk out. "Not you. Huh." And then they walked away together and they started fucking pumping. Just a couple of pumps, just dead quick. Dead quick. If you imagine how quick it can happen, just like down the trousers, down the pants, hard on it, 1, 2, and then sort of like that. Right, let's go. Just like, the way you might fix your belt or something. Might go like that. Okay. And that's it. Imagine they had trained for a competition. The fastest, at Guinness Book of Records, fastest from fully clothed. So you're allowed to have a skirt on and knickers, trousers, pants, or trousers. So you're allowed to have trousers or a skirt, and one form of underwear, like that. Guinness Book of Records, fastest from that. Flaccid start. You're allowed to start with a hard on. From that, bang, undress, cock in, back up again. Both ease. And then that's it, bang. Like that. Norris McGuire there. Remember he was on Guinness Book of Records. And he was there. He was walking by. Remember him for Guinness Book of Records? He was walking by. And he went, "This doesn't actually count. You don't have an official Guinness Book of Records adjudicator." And Mary went like that, "We're not doing it for any awards or it like that. We're doing it because we love each other and we're going to be getting married because we've just been through something." We've just been through something together. And Craig went like that. There's no point in me really being alive anymore. So he just went like that. Here, Norris, see the knife on that counter there at reception, the big sharp one, the big fucking steaks, big steaky thing, that big knife like Michael Myers has got as a boy at the beginning of Halloween. You know, that big fucking thing. You hold it like that. It's just like that. Gonna give me that air and the duct tape, the sort of like that thick sort of tape there. Right, good. And he got the knife and waited until the door was shutting a bit, stopped it, kind of held it, sellotaped the knife to the door so that there's the door shutting, right? The door, just one door that shut that way, right? So that as that's coming out like that, there's big fucking knife sticking it like that, taped. You know, like a tooth, like a big tooth. And I went, right, let me see. And then waited for the door to shut and put his head there. And kind of stabbed into his neck a wee bit, but it sort of, he ended up bumping the door, you know, the door sensor thing, bumped it against his foot and it made it open. It just sort of cut his neck a bit, didn't get a vein. And he just went, oh, you know what, this is just stupid. And he followed John and Mary to the restaurant.
Oh, what's wrong with him?
Akagumi Tarantula thinks of subs and bits. He followed him to the restaurant. And they went, what are you doing here? He said, I'm going to the toilet to have a wank and you can't stop me. If yous are allowed to do that, I'm allowed to do that. That's the rules. And John and Mary went like, you know what? Fair play. Fair play. And Mary went like that, I think I fancy you. And John went like that, do you want my job? I think you'd be better at it than me. I would like to serve under you. And Craig went like that. That's how it rolls, baby. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I'm out of here. Peace! And then, it's at the end. Flugling thinks of the bits. Good timing with the leaning. Craig woke up and thought, was that a true story? Or was that a dream? Probably just a dream. Nothing like that would ever happen to me. And then he pulled back his cover. And he had a hard on. So maybe it'll explain that. You know, like in the Polar Express, he's like, oh, was that a dream meeting starting? And then he wakes up and still got the wee kind of the jingle bell sort of thing. Like, oh wait, maybe it did happen. Like that. The end, that was the end. That's the extra bit. I saw a different Polar Express nod, like the bell. I said that was part of Polar Express. Was that a true story? Well, I'm doing it via him. I'm doing something a bit different. The veracity is through him.